Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, 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 won't you let the light shine through?
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, guys. William, can you hear me fine? Just do a quick mic check. William, can you hear me fine? I can't hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, it's quite low. It's not like the usual. Anyway, it's fine. I'll wait for you for a couple of minutes to get set up here.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I think it's okay if you can push your mic volume up. That would be great. If not, I'll just push your volume up from my side, I guess.
How can I push it up?
Probably from your mic settings, but I think if you go to, I don't know if you're on Windows or a Mac, but
Yeah, Windows.
yeah, I think. Well, let me actually see if you can do it from Telegram. Hold on, because Telegram might have settings.
Is it better now?
Oh yeah, that's definitely better.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Now it's pretty good. All right, let's wait for a couple more people to join in. So we'll start in a couple of minutes, and yeah, I'll start the recording when we start.
Sure. I think it's because I have these super fancy noise cancelling in earphone from Sony. And I think as soon as I activate the noise cancelling, then it messes with the Telegram settings.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that could be it. I don't have experience with those in-ear kind of noise canceling ones, but I could see that happening. Yeah, interesting. But I think you're fine now, so it's all good.
It's all good, man.
into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for
Alrighty. Are you ready, William?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Let me start the recording here. Just a second. You're going to be sharing your screen as well, right?
Yeah, you could have guessed.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen anyone share their screen on Telegram as much as you have in any group. But that's nice though.
And every time it's a bit. I'm never gonna get used to this, you know.
Yeah, that's fine.
Finding all the buttons. It's not that
Yeah.
intuitive.
All right. I started the recording. So first of all, welcome everyone to another Telegram AMA. It's been a while since we did a Telegram one, but yeah, basically today we are joined by William from Wrapped Platform. He's the owner. So he's going to be doing the majority of the talking today, basically discussing what they have going on, their current developments, what they're working on, and also discussing their, I believe, newly launched NFT Launchpad, which
Correct.
looks really, really nice. And I think it was testable for quite a while. It probably still is. You can test it around until you get to the deployment step. Before we get to that, a couple of quick updates, because this is mostly about Wrapped, but a quick update or a couple of quick updates on Bitrock. First of all, before anyone asks, the multi-chain for RockSwap, the multi-chain integration development is ongoing at the moment. So it's well underway. Things are still on track for Q1. So the exact date, the team is not even exactly sure yet. But also, even if they were, they did say that they would not announce an exact day, at least too long before it actually happens, to avoid manipulation and stuff like that. So for now, just take it as that it could happen any day in Q1, but it is still on track for Q1. So I see a lot of people worrying sometimes. Don't worry, that's still on track. And that's that. I think some of you might have also seen that we got integrated, or the Bitrock chain got integrated into RocketX, which is a multi-chain swap in itself. So that was nice to get something like that along the way. It is quite a significant integration, probably one of the most major integrations that we've had yet. And what that allows you to do, for those who don't know or who may have not seen the pin post about that, I think a week or two ago, is that it allows you to swap between native Bitrock and essentially tokens from about 100 other chains directly on the RocketX swap. So again, that's added accessibility for anyone who currently has assets on other chains that they want to convert to ETH Bitrock, or even, mainnet Bitrock, and even vice versa, from native Bitrock to assets on other chains. You're able to do that. Currently, the support is for native Bitrock, but in the future, they're probably going to add other assets on the Bitrock chain to be able to directly swap to and from them without having to, basically swap to native Bitrock first. But aside from that, the multi-chain integration for RockSwap itself is ongoing. It is still on track. We have also seen news from the team that they have started the application process for incorporating Bitrock. So that essentially just means turning Bitrock into a legal corporate entity in Dubai. Has nothing to do with me living there. It just happens that it's quite friendly for businesses and stuff like that to be started. Incorporation processes are quite easy, not easy, but they're facilitated in a way. It's not stupid amounts of paperwork, but obviously there's a lot of due diligence that's done as well. And there's no ETA on when that's going to come to fruition yet, but the process has been started. So that's something to look forward to in the near future. And I think for a lot of existing holders or maybe even potential holders in the future, that's something that I think adds a lot of credibility and legitimacy to Bitrock. So that's something to look forward to when it does, when it is completed in the near future. We have had some minor Explorer updates as well. Some of you may have seen. We've had the Connect wallet option. We have the account option where you're able to set up an account on the Explorer as well and set up your own tags for tokens and wallets and stuff like that. There have also been updates. While there's the swap function as well, you're able to pull up RockSwap directly from the Explorer to swap between different assets on the chain. And also there have been updates if you guys go and take a look at the mainnet coin, so native Bitrock on the Explorer, the Bitrock Explorer, you'll see that the holder list has been updated with public tags, such as the bridge, the staking wallet, Mexi, Bitmart, stuff like that. So it just makes it easier. The staking, I believe I said that as well. It just makes it easier for people to understand what these wallets are for, because there have been people who are asking, who are those top holder wallets and stuff like that. There have also been public tag updates on Etherscan as well. So people can go and look at that too. It's much easier to identify the staking wallet, the bridge wallet, Mexi wallet, Bitmart, and stuff like that. Some of them have been tagged before, but there have been a few newly added tagged wallets for just traceability, basically. Now, we also have a hackathon coming up pretty soon. The date for that will be announced somewhere in early March. So the team is currently working on the plan for the hackathon, also arranging some exposure and marketing for it too. And that's going to bring hopefully a lot of exposure to the Bitrock chain, and especially on the development front to attract people to essentially build on the chain, more and more people to build on the chain. And again, the date announcement for that will probably be coming sometime early March. That's the information that I have. What else? There have been some roadmap updates on the website. Though they haven't been officially announced or anything, but those people who do go and check the website or the roadmap on the website will see that there have been some updates there. The roadmap still has some more updates to come, but essentially it's kind of being revamped to currently reflect what has been completed over the last couple of months. That was not initially on the roadmap, just additional stuff and additional stuff that's also been put on the roadmap to be completed in the near future and beyond. So again, there's going to be future updates coming up on the roadmap as well. It's not finished. Stuff is being added as we go. And lastly, before we go to William for Wrapped, basically RockSwap, pretty soon you'll be seeing, or the team will be announcing, a somewhat of a bit of a UI update on RockSwap. So the UI itself for RockSwap will not change. It's pretty, honestly, it's pretty nice as it is, in my personal opinion. But there's an added, let's say, page that's coming up. Also, that page is kind of like a homepage. It's somewhat similar to the kind of PancakeSwap homepage or Uniswap homepage, where it's kind of just a brief about RockSwap, but also it's going to part of the part of the quote unquote utility. So it's not kind of a something for RockSwap itself, but it's something where RockSwap will that is going to attract much more major traffic to RockSwap as well, and therefore attracting more users to it by default. Is that RockSwap will have a homepage where essentially you would have access to essentially almost all of the ecosystem, the Bitrock ecosystem tools. I wish I could show you guys a preview, but at the moment I can't. But essentially, it's going to have links like the staking, the bridge, essentially things that you could access maybe from the Explorer or the website or through separate links if you've bookmarked them. But first of all, you'll probably see something like, Rock tokens stats, an introduction about Bitrock, an introduction about RockSwap, but also, you could access the swap from the homepage. You could access both bridges, the Bitrock to Brock, or between Bitrock and Brock bridge to and from the USDT and USDB bridges, both. You would be able to access the staking page, the token builder, the token locker, which is something that's going to be coming up soon on RockSwap as well. The team is working on that.
Nice.
So token locker, yeah, and also that page will have a little small tab for the multi-chain section. So that's going to be accessible from there. So essentially, you could either later on bookmark the actual multi-chain link. It's going to be on RockSwap, but it might be a slightly different link or extension of the RockSwap URL. But also you could access it from the homepage. So that homepage is kind of like a consolidation of all of the ecosystem tools that we currently have. And it will continue to be updated as the ecosystem grows and grows and grows. But I think it's a nice touch because a lot of people don't know where to go to access things, maybe like the coin tool, or they might have to go to the website, or they might need to find it in their browser history or something like that. But basically, this is going to be something that's a really nice consolidation, and it adds an additional layer of depth to RockSwap and what RockSwap offers. So that's going to be probably completed in the next few days, I think, or week maybe. There are still some further UI adjustments to be made and stuff like that, but that's coming up pretty soon. And obviously we still have the multi-chain coming in the very near future. So till the end of Q1 there's only about a month left. So again, any day from now the multi-chain could be completed. And of course, as things reach final stages, the team may share updates on specifics on when things are launching, or further specifics on the integration itself, what it includes, tips and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's kind of mainly the updates that I currently have for Bitrock and RockSwap, I suppose. And yeah, that's number one. Number two, I just saw Bitrocker shared kind of a little
teaser.
kind of sneak peek on, a little teaser on what the homepage looks like. Keep in mind that this, stuff like that is, the page itself is still being finalized, whether it's in terms of visuals. Sorry, let me silence my phone. Whether it's in terms of visuals, whether it's in terms of layout and theme and stuff like that. But that's kind of the basic idea of what I meant by the homepage. And yeah, with that said, sorry to take away so long from you, William, but just kind of had to give a little bit of an update to the people because you know I think an update was needed, and at the same time, um, it's not long enough where it kind of needs its own AMA. So with that said, guys, please welcome William from Wrapped Platform. For those who don't know, Wrap Platform was the first partner project that launched on the Bitrock chain in partnership with Assure DeFi for KYC, and also vetted by the Bitrock team as well. They launched, I think, probably around 4 or 5 months ago now at this point, and it's honestly amazing. Just as a quick last note, it's honestly amazing to see because, I mean, you don't get that many projects lasting 4 or 5 months period, generally speaking, let alone on a new chain. So I just got to give huge props to William for pushing forward, continuing to develop. The guy clearly has a huge passion for NFTs and
I
visual
do.
art, generally
I do.
speaking. Yeah, but now it's not just about visual art. It's also about audio and stuff like that. So yeah, with that said, without further ado, William, take it away. The floor is yours. Tell the people what you have going on.
Thank you very much, Broadcastinator, all the way from Dubai. Name is Mr. William. I'm 35 years old. I will do a short introduction for all the new investors because I noticed that we have a lot of new wallets, means a lot of new eyes on the Bitrock ecosystem, hence also new eyes on a Wrap platform. Yeah, I'm a project manager in my daily life, and indeed I'm an investor, not only in tokens but also in NFTs. These are basically also tokens, but not fungible, means they cannot be exchanged. And today I will give you guys an update on the project, which launched the summer of last year, so roughly 6 months ago. And I've prepared some slides, and the slides might contain the left logo here and there. This is the golem or the grotto, the golem's gems logo. It's one of the most OG spaces, I would say, in crypto history. It's one of the biggest Telegram launches where you have real investors who do their due diligence on projects after every AMA, after every Ask Me Anything. They invite their, well, tens of thousands of community members to review projects. So this will be interesting. And I'm scheduled for Thursday to also do this AMA in their launch, which is an honor and a major achievement and something I'm really proud of. So I prepped a presentation which I will also give today. So it's also kind of like a final dry run. As you mentioned, indeed, partner project of the Bitrock blockchain. I'm very grateful for all the support throughout, from the launch up until today. And indeed, we have been, literally been doxxed actually by Assure DeFi. They have all my information, gives investors a bit of security. But what is Wrap Platform then? Basically, oh, this is not good. It is a project where you can launch, showcase, and trade all your digital collectibles within the crypto space. And more about that now. What are Wrap Platform's unique selling points? I think that what makes us thrive is that we have, let's say, the early mover advantage. We have had the honor to launch on the Bitrock ecosystem and started building like crazy. So we made an NFT marketplace. We launched NFT collections, and we've actually launched our that sounds weird. We launched a launchpad, but that's what it is. We built a launchpad. We've been testing it for a long time on the testnet, and well, I can say that we have a major achievement by actually having the launchpad live now on the Bitrock main channel. And if all goes well, I will close the presentation at some point, and I will actually give you all a demonstration of how easy it is to use this launchpad and to launch your own art on the Bitrock chain. And this can be anything that you can tokenize. Indeed, it doesn't have to be JPEGs or PNGs or pictures or whatever. It can be MP3 audio, it can be MP4, anything basically digital that you can tokenize you can do it through the Bitrock Launchpad brought to you by Rep Platform. Obviously, we have a NFT marketplace, but this is something new, which I haven't shared anything, and it's about the integration of some new technology. It's called the ERC-404 protocol and some lookalikes like the DN404, and I will give you guys some short brief information on that later. Also, what separates Rep Platform from, let's say, the competition like OpenSea or Tofu NFT or Rarible, or there's many NFT marketplaces, and they earn a shitload of money on all the transactions, all the trades, everything you do over there. They take all the gas fees, they take all the commission, and more on the revenue sharing also later today. And where Red Platform actually started is the showcasing utility. So all the existing NFT platforms who have been established through all the past bull runs, they don't really give investors or collectors actually any means to showcase all your collectibles in one place. And we also built a 3D art gallery where you can fully customize and pick all the NFTs you want and display them just the way you want. And again, I will give you a quick presentation through all the sheets, and then we move to the actual platform and show it all. The Launchpad, quick overview. As I stated, I wanted to build something that creative minds don't need to understand, smart code contracts or back-end programming or front-end programming. I wanted people to simply click their way through their own smart contract, which is verified and safe, no weird stuff going on. And I wanted them to have their own minting dApp. That stands for decentralized application, basically a website where people can buy your art. I wanted it to generate NFTs. So you can actually import a Photoshop file, which we will do later today, and it will generate all your artwork. And obviously, this needs to be deployed on the Bitrock chain. And all of you can do this right now. You can go to the website and deploy your own NFT collection on the Bitrock ecosystem. But that's not all. You have your own minting page. So it will give you a fully customizable website for free. It's like WordPress. You can click on some colors and it will change everything. I will show this to you later. You have the mint settings, earnings dashboard, airdrops, whitelist, you name it. We will look at all of this. Maybe it might be good to already do this, and then we will later move to why would you invest. So if you go to Rep Platform, which by the way received quite a makeover. So we now have also featured a utility project, which launched separately from Rep Platform. It's just a solo project. I'm not related by any means to Mr. Slabs from Rockpunks, but I felt like I wanted to put him here on the highlight because this guy launched the very first NFT utility project. So please check them out. You can click on them here. And this is one of the collections that I launched myself. It's the mutated primates.
Yeah, the website, by the way, that website looks really nice. That makeover looks super nice.
It was highly needed. And now when you scroll down,
it looks nice, it looks sleek. I think it's not, it doesn't lag, because I tried it. It doesn't lag, which is it's kind of it's odd. A website shouldn't lag, but believe me, I've seen lots of websites that have lagged before. So especially NFT websites. So good job on that.
Yeah. So NFTs are basically stored, between brackets in the blockchain. It's not completely true, but it's not like when you host a normal website, all the pictures load on instant. For NFTs, for tokens, for blockchain tokens, this is a whole different story. So we had to do a lot of tricks to make the website faster. But yeah, really happy with the progress on the website. And when you click here, you will find that the Launchpad is in beta testing. You get another pop-up that you fully understand that all is at your own risk. Don't be scared by this. What I mean to say is that if you want to launch your NFT collection through our Launchpad, please contact me and I will fully guide you through it. So this is what it looks like. You then have 3 options to deploy an NFT project. Editions is best fit for utility projects. It is a single piece of artwork, and by utilizing the smart contract, you can actually give all the NFTs utility. Drops is an option where you can upload. I can just click it. I can show you guys. This is where you go if you have your own artwork. You have, let's say, 100 pictures. You want to upload them. You can all put them here. But for now, I want to give you guys a demonstration of the generative art. So I actually used this launchpad, this very launchpad, I used it to deploy the mutated primates. So as you can see, we have different layers over here. So these are the backgrounds. And then here we have the skin. And you can click on it. And then you can slide the slider. And by doing so, you change the likelihood of appearing of a certain trait. So you can change the rarity, so to say. You have all the different layers. But I want to show you guys that if I click this button, upload PSD, and I have prepared a special NFT collection to catch the eyes.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, you know me, man. You know me. So
yeah,
I'm going all out if it works. Yeah. So I tried to build an NFT collection, and I want to try to deploy this one Thursday live in the Golem Jams. Really make some history over there. So here we have the red pill matrix background. We have the Golem Gems in gold. Skin. I tried to reproduce their NFT collection. They have these diamond soldiers, and then the outfits. We have some cool outfits, and then I hit generate, and it brings me to this page. So this is test collection size. Let's pick 100, and then we hit generate. Yeah, and then you have generated all your NFTs based on the traits. So you can see here, we have different backgrounds, different glasses, different hats, different clothes. And this is all, you've seen it. I uploaded a Photoshop file, and then it imported the different layers. So here we have the eyes with the do with it and the laser eyes, and I can change the rarity. And once I've done all that, I go to this one, upload to IPFS. And for now, for today, I will not do this. But Thursday in the Golems Gems, I'm actually going to deploy it to the mainnet of Bitrock. And I might give away all of these to the listeners of the Golems Gems. But to give you listeners an idea of what it looks like if I deploy it, it will make a website like this. So what you see here, my projects, this is a test project that I uploaded before, especially for today's AMA. And it gives you all these options. So you have the minting page. And this is actually, you can change your hyperlink over here. And you can open the minting website. And if you want to change how the website looks like, then you can use this user interface to change your website. So now you can see it's red, but I can pick any type of theme, and it changes the website live. Same goes for the min settings. You can update how much does an NFT cost. You can upload the max per wallet. You can open or close the pre-sale. You have an earnings dashboard where you can have a quick brief overview of how much NFTs have I sold. Yeah, and I mean, the utilities are endless. You can also do airdrops. You can even upload an Excel file to automate the airdrops. You can whitelist investors or maybe team members, or listeners from AMAs. And this one is also really cool. You have an affiliate system. So you can actually have people between brackets working for you, earning commission of selling your NFTs. So this was basically the launchpad in a nutshell. Now we are going to go back to.
Are you monetizing this in any way, or is there? Because I did read earlier that you have a revenue share somewhere.
Yeah. Bear with me, procrastinator. Yeah,
All right. All right.
absolutely. Yeah. So a little bit about the tokenomics of our platform. We have a maximum supply of only 100K tokens, of which 20% is already burned and out of circulation. We did this through the minting of the very first collection on the Bitrock chain, and those will be rewarded really soon. Yeah, we have a verified contract. What is also cool is that we have 60% of all the liquidity locked for a full year at Bitrock partners from Sync Labs. I believe at the moment that is like 80,000 USD, something like that. Oh, this one is wrong. We launched not 2 months ago, but indeed, as Procrastinator said earlier today, roughly
Probably
5, 6
6
months
months
ago.
ago at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the current chart. Yeah, we have almost 80K in liquidity, which is locked. Means that big sells don't really hit the chart that much. We have 166 holders, and I think we could use a couple of more. But I have to say that I'm really proud. If you look at the monthly chart, it's stable, and we are accumulating, ready for the breakout. And what are the utilities for the REP token? So indeed, to answer Procrastinator's question, the launchpad, using the launchpad is, as you could see, everybody can use it for free. You can play around, test things, but as soon as you hit the deploy to IPFS button, that is where MetaMask will pop up and will ask you to pay a fee in REP token. So there's a fee for using the launchpad, but there's also a really small commission to be paid per sold NFT, which is set at, I believe, 5% or something. And while this may not seem a lot, you can imagine if you have multiple NFT projects with their whole communities behind them, launching projects through this launchpad, then it adds up, right? It adds up. And indeed, Rep Platform is all about the community. So I will share you guys later more about where does this commission go. The currency of the marketplace is in native Bitrock, just mainnet Bitrock. But in the background, it does auto swap for Rep token, and this is like micro amounts of Rep token, but still. Then in the future, the showcase utility will also receive some updates. I want to show you guys what I mean with this. When you go to someone's profile in Rep Platform, is it off? Oh, it's a bit slow at this moment.
You probably have a lot of NFTs or something, or maybe
not. Yeah. I actually put a lot of NFTs in there now, but I don't have patience for this now. So
fair enough.
Bear with me on this one. So yeah, we have showcase upgrades. So you can imagine at the end of the AMA, I will show you guys the showcase. We have a 3D art gallery. You can put all your NFTs on the wall, but you can imagine that if you want to upgrade the frame around your NFTs, like a golden frame, wooden frame, modern black frame, maybe you want to have some statues in your 3D art gallery. I'm thinking of the purchasing of all these little cool gimmicks by using Rep token. Also, if you are to launch a collection on the Bitrock chain outside of our platform, everybody can do that. You're free to do so, but then you don't have all the utilities that you saw earlier with respect to people who use the launchpad. But I have an answer for this. You can pay a small fee in Rep token, and then you can verify your collection, and then you can also have all these cool options to, change the socials, change looks and feels on the marketplace for your own collection. So in the case of Mr. Slabs with his punk rocks, he asked me, hey, can I change this and that on the marketplace? Well, at this moment, no, but we're working on this. And then indeed, the revenue sharing. So yeah, what about that? What you see here is actually the front end of the revenue sharing utility of Rep Platform, which is currently being developed. So this is not live. Also, I don't like to give an ETA on this, but expect it to be live in the second quarter of this year, give or take. And we are collecting in a treasury fees from the launchpad, from the marketplace, buy and sell fees from the Wrap token, and all of this goes in a treasury. And then you can stake your tokens, stake your coalition NFT, have a multiplier for the duration, and also fully maximize, let's say, your portion of the revenue sharing by referring our project to someone else. And details of this will be announced later. I can imagine that investors have like 101 questions, but I've actually written, let's say, notification balloons for every of these boxes. So you can hover with your mouse on top, and then you can see, okay, what is this about? Where does the fees come from? How is it distributed? You can trust me that I'm all about transparency, and that's why I want investors to, have a fully transparent dashboard on what's happening with respect to revenue of our platform and how is it distributed amongst investors.
So that dashboard will be visible to the public?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Oh,
this
nice.
is not from me. This is actually footage of this is like Figma front end for
Okay.
developers among us, and it's currently being
Yeah,
converted
fair
to
enough.
React. Yeah.
Okay, and then like all these fees combined are what goes into kind of the revenue sharing pool from which
Yep.
staking rewards are paid out, and staking rewards, yeah, like the NFT staking and Wrap staking
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty nice.
So actually, the coalition NFT itself is worth the equivalent of I forgot about the exact amount, but it's worth a lot of Wrap tokens in the calculations. So if you want to maximize, let's say, your portion of total revenue, if you own a coalition NFT, you're golden. And even if you don't own one, you can also, enjoy revenue sharing. Because I don't like the word staking. Staking implies that a token is, being inflated. In the case of Bitrock, this is not the case, but in many tokens, there's minting of tokens, for the stakings. I actually like the verb revenue sharing because this dashboard will show actual income streams live, and it will be distributed every 60 days. When the treasury is full enough. And this is also, Bitrock ecosystem is quite beautiful for the whole Wrap platform because you have the near zero gas fees, right? So people can claim, can stake without the impact of big gas fees like you see in Ethereum.
Yep.
Okay, so what about marketing? When marketing, guys? When marketing?
One
Since
Lambo, one moon.
Absolutely. When moon is up to you guys, but all I can do is
Fair enough.
when marketing, yeah. On a serious note, so since we have launched roughly half a year ago, call channels, um, the regular marketing is not gonna cut it. I think if you want to make it, you have to go out there. You have to show the passion you have, and that's why I'm really, really, really ramping up AMAs the coming 2 weeks, even with 2 a day sometimes. That's by the way this week, starting today. So thank you very much for hosting me again, Bitrocker and Procrastinator, Bitrock in general. And in 2 days, I'm actually doing the same AMA, but then with an actual deployment of NFTs in Golems. In the same day, we'll have the blue chip. This Friday, I've actually managed to get a big NFT influencer by the name of Elisa with a Z. So if you go to Twitter and you put Elisa space NFT, you can find her. She's going to be hosting us. On the same day, we have the Tongs launch, Crypto and Live Spaceverse. I believe that Spaceverse has also hosted many Bitrock projects. And then we have the USA Eagle Den. And, I'm connected to quite some launches. And I think that maybe you can do a recap with DeFi Dojo, maybe with Roots. So I really want to get the word out. And the second bullet might be even more bullish because I'm actually kind of exploring partnerships with 404 projects. And I don't think many of you know what this is, so I have a full slide on that. And I was tipped by a community member like, hey, Mr. William, why don't you go to the NFT exhibition in Paris, which is, by the way, this week? It was a bit of short notice, so no, sorry guys, I will not attend NFT Paris this week. I also have a private life sometimes, but it inspired me. Like, yeah, I really like going to NFT exhibitions and handing out flyers about our project, and then also going the extra mile. The roadmap. Okay, so we are now in the first quarter of 24. The launchpad is live. Then we will have the ERC404 implementation. More on that later. We are ramping up marketing, and we will have the first NFT projects launching. So I have 3 projects in my inbox who are asking for guidance, or there's this other investor who's asking for a couple of more updates on the platform, which I believe he's entitled to. He has some solid points. So we are continuously building and upgrading, and he has some beautiful artwork ready. He showed me, and I cannot wait to onboard all of these projects. Then in the next quarter, we will also integrate a second chain. So I'm in talks with another layer 2 chain, a layer 2 sidechain EVM compatible. And once the testnet is ready for developers, we will explore if Red Platform is also fit for their ecosystem. And the cool thing is that I believe last week or the week before, they invited me for, let's say, an ecosystem AMA on X Spaces. And so far, there's a good chemistry between them and us. The revenue sharing dashboard is in development and will go live in the next quarter. More projects, and then we will have social media integration. What does that mean? I want to make the threshold lower and lower and lower for adoption of the project. Means if you put an NFT in a marketplace and someone places a bid on it, for obvious reasons, no one wants to link their Gmail or any private social media to Red Platform. But I want a Telegram integration. I want you to get push notifications in Telegram through a bot if anything happens on the platform. Then in the third quarter of this year, we're going to really ramp up things. How do you do it? There's some trends going on currently about the hybrid NFT physical products. For instance, I believe that Bitrock has launched some energy drinks with a QR code on it, where you can also have NFTs. There's endless options to also bring NFTs into the physical realm, let's say, and continuous upgrades. Then what about this ERC404 I've mentioned? Since 3 weeks roughly, something quite extraordinary happened in the NFT space. As you might know, NFTs are not fungible. It means you cannot trade one for another. And ERC20 is like Ethereum, we can trade our tokens or coins actually. ERC404 is a new approach that bridges the gap between ERC20, so Ethereum coins, and NFTs. It is a hybrid token. And what makes this unique? It means that if you buy tokens of an ERC404 project and you own a full token, you get an NFT airdropped, just like that. And if you sell half of your token, your NFT disappears. And if you buy back half the token, your NFT comes back. Oh, by the way, it doesn't have to be the same NFT. It can be another one. And 3 weeks ago, Pandora launched and reached a market cap of 170 million with a 40 million liquidity. It is one of the biggest innovations really in EVM currently. And I don't know who it was in my inbox, but I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Someone pointed me in this direction, and I was looking into this, and I was like, fucking what? I'm going to actually implement this and embed it in the NFT Launchpad. We are going to be the first, touch wood over here, but we are going to be one of the first to have a Launchpad for a hybrid ERC20 and ERC404 token. And I mean, it's too much for this AMA actually to dive into the full details of this, but I advise you all to do a bit of Googling about this ERC404 because it's quite revolutionary. At the same time, it's also high risk. I have to say that. It is not, let's say, validated by Etherscan. It's currently in the process of being validated, but the hype is tremendous. It gives a lot of more liquidity, let's say, to NFTs. And you can imagine that some of the most valuable NFTs in crypto history were trading for what, 500,000? And if you want to own a piece of that, it's impossible. You either own one or you don't. And not everyone can afford something that expensive. And by this new protocol, you can actually have fractions of assets. You can have it actually breaks down the ownership into smaller units. Maybe Broadcast, you can ask some questions, or is it? I mean, it's quite some revolutionary tech, and I want to make sure that everybody understands how this is big. It's really big. That Web Platform is going to make a launch pad where you can launch an ERC404 project.
Yeah, I mean, I was waiting for you to finish, but I mean, because I just wanted to make sure you have enough space, because I took 10 minutes out of your time in the beginning. So.
Oh, no problem.
I'm just messing. But first of all, I think whenever you hear Etherscan are still working on it, you're onto something, because then that is clearly an innovation. Of course. As long as it's done with good intent, but anytime that just means you actually this is, oh wait, what the hell is going on here? Like, this is new, and this could be something huge.
Yep.
I did hear about the ERC 404 stuff that's going on around. Sorry, and it's quite intriguing, the whole combination between ERC20 and ERC 721, which is the NFT stuff. I think part of the appeal is that it appeals to not just it appeals to two very different crowds. One of them, you have the people who are just purely interested in tokens. And hey, I guess I'll just get an NFT on top of it. And on the other hand, people who are interested in NFTs as well, because it does touch on that side of things. But at the same time, it also helps attach a little bit of the classic token type appeal or value to it as well, which is kind of where everything started before NFTs were even existed. So
True.
I think that's part of why it was such a hit, and obviously the fact that it actually worked, and also the fact that Etherscan couldn't handle it, which also is a good thing. To start with, I guess it's like, oh wait, yeah, they have some catching up to do. And also the fact that I think the market is positive. I mean, day to day differs, but on a general level, a lot of factors. I think timing and utility and execution and team, and also appeal in terms of the utility side of things. I think that idea has a lot going for it. And I suppose if now I kind of get to the points that I had, or kind of just my feedback on everything, it's really amazing that you actually kind of jumped on that and embraced it, in terms of planning to integrate it into the launchpad, because I think considering how well this whole 404 thing did, I think it's actually here to stay, at least for a while. And therefore, I think instead of probably saying, oh, wait, did all my hard work was it pointless? And kind of just looking at it in a negative light, you actually kind of embraced it and were like, yeah, I could actually implement this on my launch pad. So that actually just speaks to a lot of maturity for Wrap Platform in general, and your basically your adaptiveness to change, which is something that is not something that I personally see in many teams in the space. On the daily, I think the space evolves so fast, and it's easy for teams to just go like, nope, this is the vision that I had. This is what I'm sticking with. I don't care what changes. and that's that.
Yeah.
And you would actually miss out on a lot of monetization for your actual platform, and also potential revenue for well, the project and also the holders, if you had actually embraced it and put in some extra effort to actually take it on board. So kudos on that mindset. Actually, it's underrated, and I think it's easier said than done, because it does come with work. It's not just like, yeah, this is
Oh
nice.
man.
You're actually working on it. So
Yeah, we've actually started developing this utility since the launchpad is live. We've now quickly shifted indeed to the hottest trend currently in NFT space, and we're analyzing this technology and are now embedding it for the launchpad, because basically it's a hybrid of the Bitrock coin tool and the Bitrock NFT launchpad. It's kind of like a hybrid of
yeah,
this.
yeah,
And the biggest problem in the ERC-404 tag is, and even if you don't know it, you can imagine that on every token buy and sell, something has to be done in the background to assess if someone still owns an NFT or not. And to
yeah,
mint,
yeah,
actually to cause something to life on the blockchain on Ethereum, artwork, high resolution, it is gas costly. So this is again
yeah,
really interesting to see where this will take the Bitrock ecosystem. And since you were mentioning the team, and this was also some feedback that I got from you in the last AMA that we did, like, William, how are you going
yeah,
to handle all of this by yourself? So
yeah,
we now
yeah.
have a we have now have a we are ramping up. On
Oh,
your right, you still have Thomas. Thomas is my real life colleague, and he's a former Sphinx Labs project manager.
yeah,
He's a genius. So every time I'm stuck, I talk to him, and everything unravels. On the left, you find myself. I'm the founder and a project manager myself, and also really creative. Lots of graphical stuff you see is from my hand. We have Dave, who is my he's actually a lead engineer, but he's also the lead developer full stack, and he has an army of junior and media developers under his wings. So Bitmonica is our latest addition. This is the ERC-44 expert. And also Chief, shout out to you. I came across this guy, I believe in DeFi Dojo. He's always online, and I could use it. I could have used a hand to manage my community. So kudos, Chief. Welcome to the club. And then obviously, when you pull the admin list in the Red Platform Telegram channel, there's many OG investors who also help with everything. So also a big shout out to all of you. And I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that brings me to the end of my slide deck. Again, this is prepared for Thursday's Golems Gems AMA. So there's a diamond logo in the middle.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, first of all, I'm surprised at how big your team has grown. I didn't know, but I think it's kind of interesting that people sometimes see um, they kind of think that the project team is restricted to who they see active on the Telegram channel, and people need to understand that even for Bitrock, we have team members and consultants and advisors and partners who are not necessarily active on Telegram at all, because they're, well, first of all, either they're not that they're not very heavy users of Telegram, but
Yeah,
also they're actually focused on working. They don't. That's why we have mods. There's me. There's other mods, and also team members pop in obviously from time to time as well. But the end of also kind of me being the bridge between both sides, but also the idea that I think it's fair, and I don't want to kind of take too long on this point, but I think on one side it's understandable. I guess I want to say that people think that the project team is only who they see on Telegram, because that's what most people have seen and have known. You got to have a tag, you got to do this, you got to have an account, you got to be there, you got to talk, and hold people's hands sometimes and stuff like that. But also you have people who are legitimately working. I mean, I've known, I know that Thomas has been with you for a while, and I know he's your real life partner, and he's also based in Dubai, from what I understand. I've yet to meet him, but he's in Dubai as well. But there's a few people who are actually also working on the website, the Launchpad, the 404 integration, and also community management. So it's a kind of a whole army, quote unquote, and not just you and maybe one or two mods. That's what people need to understand. So this project has grown to something that, in my opinion, is something that's going to be there for a while, which is really nice to say and also to see. And first of all, by the way, congrats on the launch of the Launchpad. That's on the release. It's quite, I think, quite a significant achievement, and I think a testament to your commitment to actually achieving things that you set out in your roadmap. So that's number one. Number two, we talked about the 404 integration and stuff like that. So the thing I really like about the Launchpad is that it's not just kind of a tool to just simply deploy artwork that you design yourself. It actually helps you with the design, with certain traits and stuff like that, and also has a whole kind of host of kind of components that add up to the experience. So the website is something that's a really nice addition, because some people need a website, they can't make one themselves, and at the end of the day, not many launch pads consider this. I mean, I don't even think I know any launch pad, even not just for NFTs, but also just for launching a token that also offers you a website. I honestly don't know any. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't any. I just don't know of any. I might be ignorant, and I'm willing to admit that. That's fine. But I know quite a few launch pads, and none of them have this. So that in itself, just as a concept, is something that's actually quite smart for you to do. And also within the NFT niche specifically, I think it's an even smaller chance that anyone has ever done this. So, I mean, when you think about the fact, or when you think about the types of things that you can use, whether it's MP4, MP3, the PSD and pictures and stuff like that, and also the website, and also affiliates, and also the rarities, and also all these types of things add up when you kind of look at the finished product. I think it's very, very well developed and very polished, and I don't know of any NFT launchpad that can kind of compete with everything that you've done. And also the 3D gallery. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that you have that I think is quite maybe proprietary. I'm not sure, possibly, but also just the way you consolidated it all in one place is really nice and very helpful and friendly for people, especially those who don't have any experience with coding or launching or deploying contracts or building websites or any of that. So kudos on that again. Obviously, you did mention you have the AMA tour. I think you have a pretty packed schedule. So that's really nice to see. And I think, with the ease of accessing the Bitrock chain, whether it's through the Bitrock bridge, the Sphinx bridge, Mexi, Bitmart, the USDB bridge, and all that type of stuff, I think it's kind of quite easy to start getting involved with the chain. And so I'm pretty sure that all of these AMAs will lead to a tangible impact, not just on Wrapped and its usage, whether it's kind of the platform, the launchpad, the marketplace, or the token itself, but also the ecosystem, the Bitrock chain as a whole. And you have a busy schedule, so I wish you the best with that. It looks like you I saw that on a couple of the days you have 2 AMAs scheduled, which, I mean, coming from someone who does, part of what I do is, AMAs for a living, I guess is not easy, especially when you're kind of this passionate and you want to pack as much information as you can about your project. I totally get that. But I'm sure you're going to nail it. And obviously, there's also some partners on Twitter, Bitrock partners, and then also Wrap platform partners that post regularly about not just Bitrock, but the official projects, the partner projects on Bitrock, and even others that are not official or non-partnered projects as well. So that's also added exposure. And obviously, the best exposure you can get is by developing and pushing out your utilities. And I think considering your roadmap, what you've done so far, and what you have coming up, I think you're going to be in a pretty solid spot by the time the actual bull run comes. It's exciting that you have a live deployment kind of planned on Golem. That's a really nice touch.
Yeah.
And I think, I respect Golem quite a bit.
Me too.
I mean, I don't know him personally, but I know his channel, so I respect their channel quite a bit. They make very well informed, or let's say well reviewed, actually well thought out reviews. And in my opinion, they're not, those typical, trash Telegram calling channels where it's, you just get paid and post whatever you get paid to post. They actually care about the community. So, well done on securing that. And we've done an AMA there. We've done a couple on Spaceverse as well. I think, it's kind of going to be nice for you to also jump in there, considering that the kind of host chain or host network has also been hosted there as well. Some of the people there might be familiar already. It's also nice that you have some event engagement coming up. I think I read on your roadmap that you are planning to go to some NFT events and gatherings and stuff like that, which I think is pretty exciting because it's kind of a nice touch on the real life engagement aspect and not just the online presence. And a couple other points that caught my eye were the chain integrations that you're planning on. I don't want to kind of press you too much for what chains you're kind of looking into, but I think kind of you can kind of start putting 2 and 2 together based on the fact, where ETH sidechain, possibly also other major side chains and stuff like that. And that's quite a bit of a road ahead, of course. But I think the fact that you're actually expanding this opens up more streams of revenue as well, because the more people that use the platform, the more revenue you can potentially generate, which is kind of feeds the project, and then you're able to build more, which then feeds the project even more, and kind of just grows that in in that sense. It's totally understandable. And the dashboard is exciting. It looked pretty sleek as it is. I think the preview looked nice. I think I'm pretty excited to actually see that in action, updating in real time when it's launched in Q2. But I think even as a first kind of screenshot draft type thing, it looked actually quite sleek. It didn't look cheap at all, in my opinion, of course, and looked quite nice. We talked about monetizing, and the last point I wanted to mention that you talked about was the kind of physical NFT side of things, where it's on a can with a barcode and stuff like that. I think getting with the times and kind of again going back to the whole 404 point as well, in terms of embracing new trends and embracing potential maybe unusual or novel, or at times maybe difficult because they are so new, ways of actually spreading awareness and engaging your community and engaging the public as a whole, even to kind of get more people to know about Wrapped, is something that I think you're doing pretty well. So great job, and obviously, as usual, well prepared presentation. Minus the 2-month part. I'm not gonna let that one go, but I'm just messing.
Yeah, man, that's
I think you got to update that every month. Just 5 months, and then the next time you go 6 months, and then 7 months, and then eventually it's just going to be for a couple of years, and then a decade, and hopefully we'll see. But yeah, congrats. Honestly, very well done. Very excited to see, or very happy to see your growth, and very excited for what's to come. Obviously, thanks for your time and taking the time to take us through all of this. And if you have any closing statements, words, thoughts, please feel free before we maybe open things up
Yeah,
to a couple of
without
questions.
without the listeners, we wouldn't exist, I would say, or at least not our Web3 alter egos or alternative identities. So I want to thank you, all the listeners, for dialing in on whatever time zone you may be. Loved again discussing the ecosystem with you again, Broadcaster, and also really bullish news again from the mothership, as I like to say, Bitrock chain. And I will update the presentation. I will make the two a 6, and I'm looking forward to nailing it in 2 days in the Golden Gems.
Yeah, excited for you. I will try to tune in. I think you'll be probably sharing the times on your Telegram channel, so I'll
Yeah.
be looking out for that. But yeah, very excited for your future, William, and obviously the team as well. And yeah, let's see what happens. And all the best to you guys, by the way, especially this upcoming week with so many AMAs.
Okay. Wishing you all a very pleasant evening, morning, afternoon. Cheers. Bye bye.
Thank you, guys. Have a great one. I think. Does anyone have any questions? I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. If there's any
because I don't
questions,
see any.
we.
I didn't see any hands raised, but let's just maybe wait for like 10, 15, 20 seconds and see if anyone raises their hand.
Good one. Good one. And I can answer some questions just by text, in the Rep Platform Telegram channel.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone has any questions, obviously that they think of later or want to ask in text, by all means, feel free. So yeah, we can call it a day here, and yeah, I'll send you the recording. But thanks so much for joining us, William. Really happy to have you back here.
I want to forward one in the main Bitrock official.
Sorry, what was that?
No, I will reach out.
Okay, all right, sounds good. All right, guys,
Cheers.
thanks all for joining. Have a great day, evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you guys are. We'll see you again soon.